Well, welcome to another video, and yet again I'm tench fishing, and I'm on my local club lake, a little gravel pit, and yeah, it's what is it, 6 o'clock time in the evening. I'm here until tomorrow evening, late night. I'll be packing up and leaving in the dark tomorrow evening. And what have I done? I've just cleared up the spot that I fished last week a little bit with a castable rake, just 4 or 5 casts on each spot, just to, you know, freshen things up a little bit, just to get the cloud rising in the water, and to get the little bugs and things that are in the water suspended, and spawned a bit of bait out. Not too much, but the usual micro pellets and some casters, some dead maggots, just small particles basically. And I've put the worm kebab rigs on heli rigs over the 2 spots, and the 2 spots I'm fishing have got, I don't know, maybe 2 meters of space between the 2 of them, and I've kind of spawned in a line. So the idea is that hopefully the fish will turn up from either end of that line of bait and they'll work their way along. But that is just theory. Let's hope that we can put it into practice and it works. So let's see how it goes, shall we? It's about 9:45, and I've had my first bite. I've had a few liners, but I've had my first bite and I've landed my first tench. It's a male. It's a lovely fish, that. There we go. It's £6.10. Put up a good scrap on the tench gear, as male tench often do. On the worm kebab, that is. Lovely job. Let's put him back and get those rods out again, and hopefully we'll get a few more. Interesting though that it's come after dark. Lovely job though, eh? There we go, sink the net, and off he goes. So it's 6:30 now. No more action through the night other than a few liners. But then I did have a run at 5:30 this morning, and I lost the fish a couple of rod lengths out. That was obviously very frustrating. It just weeded me in a dense weed bed to the right. But got the rods back out on the spot again. I've just spawned out a little bit more bait now. I always like to wake up and just give it an hour and a half, and before baiting up I recast the rods just to get some fresh worm smell in the water, but without disturbing the swim too much. And that's what got me the bite. I literally sort of, I don't know, less than 10 minutes after recasting my rod without putting any spawned bait over the top, I got that run. But I gave it a couple of hours, and like I say, I've just put the bait out, recast the rods, and yeah, it's a lovely morning. Hopefully I'm not going to rue that last lost fish, and we'll get a few more during the day. I've got Simon coming down to join me at some point this afternoon, early afternoon, and we're both then going to fish into the dark, and then go home. I was planning on staying out tonight as well, but the forecast for tomorrow is just atrocious. High winds, heavy rain all day, so I'd much rather just pack up and not have to deal with all the wet kit when I get home. So, you know, still got a full day. Baits are out there over a freshly baited spot, and I think it's time for a sausage sandwich. So this is the margin in front of me, but it's essentially the sort of bottom that I'm going to be fishing over. There's a covering of Canadian pondweed, and then there'll be barer patches where I've raked with the castable rake, and that's what I'm fishing on. I'm clipping up using microelastic. It's the same number of wraps that I clipped up when I was raking. So I'm really sure that I'm hitting the rake spots amongst the weed. But the heli rigs come into their own in this kind of situation, because if you do just get off the edge of those clearer patches, your hookbait's gonna still be fishing. And actually sometimes I like to take a step forward or a step back when I cast, just so I'm actually fishing on the edge of the spot. So I find that sometimes that might pick up the odd extra fish. Well, we've got another one in the net, another feisty one, but I'm glad I got another chance anyway. Let's have a look. Another male. This was a right odd scrapper. He's 5 pounds 6 ounces. Worm kebab again. Just off the edge of the spot this time. But yeah, lovely. Another beautiful fish. This one's actually quite distinctive because it's got a black marking on the wrist of its tail. Let's see if I can show you it. It's there. See, just up here. And that means I'll be able to recognise it if I catch him again. Well, we've got another one. It looks slightly better. Again, it weirded me in the there's a snag about a rod length and a half out, and again it weirded me just as I was sort of getting the net in the water to land it. But this time, although it did weed me pretty solid, I kept the pressure on, but steady pressure, and then just sort of walked around, moving my rod around, changing the angle, and eventually it popped out with a bit of the weed, and yeah, lovely fish. Let's weigh her and get a decent picture. Worm kebab again. It's probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon now, so they're not prolific, but they're still out there. Well, that was a 6.15, so it's the little leech on it. That's the best one I've had so far this season, which is great, and it is a lovely fish. Just show you it quickly. There we go, look. Lovely, lovely tinker. This one's got a bit more weight to it than the two males. It's quite a nice, healthy looking fish, this one. But chuffed to bits. Third fish of the session. Still plenty more time to get a few more, hopefully. Lovely though. Well, that's number 4 in the net. Let's take a look at him. Feisty male. This one's a 5-pounder. 5'6". I think one of the other ones had was 5'6", wasn't it? Continue to catch them on the worm kebab. There's quite a long wait between bites, I have to say. Look at the fins on that bad boy. Yeah, I mean, he fought really hard as well. I mean, look at him, he's bristling, he's not happy at all, but his fins are huge. What a lovely fish. Again, lovely dark colour that you get here on this little pit. Really love it here. Quality of tench fishing is lovely. Just like to get a few bigger ones now. But let's put him back. Fish number 4, lovely job. Well, it must be, I don't know, 10 minutes after that last fish, and I've got another one in the net, another male. And again, put up a good old scrap. So let's get him out, unhook him, take a photo and put him back again. Fish number 5 though, lovely job, really nice. There you go, smallest of the session. Gave a good account of itself though. And came very quickly after the other fish, so hopefully we've got a little shoal of them up there now feeding. And that was from the other rod, so you know they're feeding on both spots that I've got. So let's put this one back. I'm not going to weigh this one, as you can see it's not very big, but it's always a pleasure to catch a tench. And it's number 5, worm heli rig again. Lovely. So those of you familiar with tench fishing will know this is a very, very familiar problem. They love their weed, they live in the weed, they feed in the weed, and they'll do their very best to lose you and to throw the hook in the weed as well. So you've got to be geared up to deal with that if you're fishing a weedy venue. Don't just pick the line based on how big you think the fish are going to be. Think about the conditions as well. I've got a rotten bottom on my feeder part of the heli rig, so if it does get snagged, at least I can pull for a break and the feeder will drop, but I'll safely be able to land the fish. Always try to fish safe rigs, especially in weed like this. So it's just started to rain a little bit, which wasn't on the forecast. That's annoying because I put my bivvy away and I haven't got a brolly with me. So hopefully it's just going to be a very passing, fleeting shower. But it doesn't seem to be affecting the fishing at all. It's going all right so far. I'd like bigger fish, to be honest, but it's that funny sort of early time in the season where the fish I'm catching are pretty hollow, to be honest. I think they got a bit more feeding to do, put a bit more weight on. It's just my keenness to go tench fishing as soon as the rivers finish. I'm itching to get out and catch a few tench. But I'm glad I came out. 5 fish so far, chance of a few more. Got Simon turning up at some point in the next couple of hours, so it'll be nice to have a bit of company for a few hours. And be nice to have a few more fish. Alright, well, fish number 6. And I haven't weighed it yet, but I will do. There we go. Ooh. It's probably, I don't know, what is it, 4 pound? 4 pound maybe. Ooh. Slippery bug, isn't they? Especially when they're sort of a bit lively still. Ooh. Ooh, got him. Let's put him back anyway, because he's obviously flapping around. Getting more liners, I think. There's clearly a group of fish out there though. I've had 3 in quite a short time and I'm getting liners as well. I don't think they really like the spomming. Normally it takes a couple of hours before they come back after spomming. And as long as the birds aren't feeding on your spot, which they haven't been, you can play the waiting game and they'll come back. And now that things are warming up as well, I think they're actively feeding a lot more than they were a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I mean that was a liner, I would say. But hopefully there's more to come. Hopefully Simon's not going to miss out on all of this fun and get down here soon. Well, got another one. It's 6:11. There we go, lovely fish. Beautiful. Put on a good scrap again. Worm kebab again. Same spot again. Just being really cautious with the baiting. They don't seem to like it. It takes a bit of time for them to come back, so patience is needed, but they're out there and they are definitely starting to feed. Fish number 7. What a corker. Tinker for sure. Well, I've had a McDonald's, a bit of chat with Simon who's now down. A nice looking fish though.
Good looking fish.
Yay.
Another one in the net.
Well, tench number 8, and it's £6.14. Another one that put up a good account of itself. Another lovely fish though. They're really crackers in this lake. Look at that. Beautiful fish. I'm doing something right today. God. Lovely job. Let's put it back, shall we? So it's about 9 o'clock now, and obviously we're losing the light. I've still got both rods out, but I've decided it is the last cast of the evening for both of those 2 rods. Probably give it another, I don't know, 45 minutes, hour, something like that, and then go home. But what a cracking day. Well, 24 hours. 8 fish. A few sort of high 6s. You know, would have been pushing it on this venue to expect much more than that, to be honest, at this time of year. But yeah, great session. Worm kebab doing the business again. It's just such a great rig for tench fishing, and especially for these clear weedy pits. It works a treat. If you haven't tried it, I'd highly recommend it. Check out Di Gribble's video on YouTube. He explains in detail how it works, and frankly, if it's good for Di Gribble, it's good enough for me. And yeah, it catches me a lot of fish now. It's my primary tench rig, I'd say. But yeah, look out for other videos in the coming weeks. I've got a bit more tench fishing to do. Not sure I'll be getting out for any evening sessions for a while, but I've got a few tench fisher fish-ins to fish on Fox Pool and Barbara, so I'll probably get a little bit of footage from both of those events. But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw, and hopefully I'll catch you again sometime soon. Cheers.